saw something interesting in Taiwan today. It was a really cheap car, like one of the cheapest cars they sell in Taiwan, and it had a child seat in it. And I actually like stopped and just looked at it for a while. I was like, this is one of the cheapest cars you can buy. You don't see it right now. It's another car, and it's got a child seat in it. But meanwhile, like, I drop my son off at school every day, and every day I see like Mercedes and Lexuses and BMWs with no fucking child seat, and the kid just like standing up in the front of the car, like in this car here, this Nissan Tid, whatever it's called. No, two kids with no seatbelts. Two kids, both in the fucking front seat, no seatbelts. If the airbag gets deployed, chances are it'll break the child's neck. So even like a low speed collision, like just something minor, if it sets the airbag off, the kid is dead. Like the amount of fucking stupidity that it takes to put a child in the front of a car and then like not to do with their seatbelt. Even with the seatbelt on, the kid's not much better off because the seatbelts aren't designed for children. The seatbelt will like, it's not going to restrain them in the correct manner. Taiwan actually has a declining population. Like there's more people dying than there are being born. And the government's like trying to create benefits for people that have more children because they don't want the population to be on the decline, which is odd considering it's the second most densely populated country on the planet Earth. But nonetheless, they don't want the population on a decline, so it's like, well, instead of like telling people to have more kids, why don't you just fucking like tell them to protect the kids they already have? Why don't you just stop kids from dying by like actually enforcing seatbelt laws and whatnot? How's that for an idea? Actually, you know what? I'm going the wrong way. That's how you do a U-turn. And now do I stay ahead? Yep. So, yeah, it really pisses me off. I've already had like I've already thrown a few fits at my son's school. Like when I'm standing there, I'll just be like, oh, I know, like the most recent one was because she was bringing my son to the car and she opened up the front door as if she was going to put him in the stuff in the front of the fucking car. And I'm just like, what are you fucking retarded? I got mad. I was like, do I look like fucking trash? Why are you trying to put my 4-year-old child in the front of my fucking car? It's illegal. It's illegal. And you can't say, oh, it's cultural. You're just trying to, you don't be an American and try to force your cultures on them. It's not fucking cultural, you fucking retard. The law in Taiwan states that children must be in the back, they must be in a safety seat, they must have a booster, etc. So exact same rules, laws and regulations as Canada or America or England, I'm sure, any fucking first world country. But they're just not enforced. And I'm coming to pick up my son and they're trying to stick him in the front of the car. I said, do you realize that's illegal? You're trying to put my son in a fucking illegal spot? I go, one of these days you're going to put a kid in the front of someone's car, they're going to drive away and that kid's going to die and it's going to be your fucking fault. It won't be totally her fault, but she would have some responsibility. Like I honestly believe if the teachers allow a parent to leave the school with the child in the front seat of the car and then they get into an accident and the kid dies, then the school should be held liable, like partially liable. The school should just like, did you know that like, I don't know what this is like where you are, but in Canada, when you have a newborn baby, like your wife has a baby and you go to pick her up from the hospital, the nurse will actually check your car to make sure you have a baby carrier in your car. That was weird. Like a proper baby seat in your car, or they won't let you take your own child home. Like that's the way it's, that's Canada. They won't even let you take your child home unless you have a baby seat in your car. If not, they'll tell you, not too bad. Your kid stays here, we're going to charge you for it, and then come back when you got a proper baby seat. But and then in comparison to Taiwan, where they'll fucking like throw it in the trunk of your car if you ask them to.